So a problem that me and many other booktubers have is I'm acquiring authors faster than I can read them. Hey everyone, welcome back to Andrew's Wizardly Reads, and as always guys, I am Andrew, and today guys, I have got 10 authors that are currently on my shelves that I have yet to get to. But before we can do that, please like this video and subscribe to the channel, as it does help the channel grow. And you can check the description box down below for links to all my social media, including information about the Discord, my Patreon, Amazon wishlist, what have you. It's all down there. Now, let's dive on into this list. I do have 10 authors that I have acquired but have not read, and some of these authors I have multiple books from. Starting off, we've got John Marco. This is Bloody Chorus. This is a nautical-ish fantasy, and I've got 4 books by John Marco already on my shelves. I do also have, well, is it within reach? Maybe. We'll see. Boom. Is it Jackal of Nar? It is Jackal of Nar. Oh, good stuff. It's good to know when you know the layout of your shelves, but basically I am convinced I'm going to like John's books to the point where I'm even looking to acquire even more of his books. He's got another quartet series that's really hard to find in hardcover, and I really want to find it in hardcover. So if you know where I can find it in hardcover, let me know in the comments down below. But yes, the first one that I want to try is John Marco. He just seems like such a lovely individual, and yeah. That's really all I have to say about that. Next up, surprising no one, is a booktube darling, and that is Blake Crouch. And let me know where the best place to start with Blake Crouch is, because I do have the Wayward Pines trilogy, but I am open to possibly starting somewhere else in his catalog. I know about Dark Matter, I know about Recursion, and then was Upgrade the latest one? I don't know. We've got Blake Crouch. I'm hoping to get to this one in 2024 because they are short, and right now I'm loving short books because they just they feel like they don't take forever to get through because they're short. Anyway, by design. That whole statement was just superfluous. We've got Chelsea Abdullah, the Stardust Thief. Now this one appeals to me because from what I understand about this trilogy, Sansi trilogy, this is like Arabian Nights with a fantasy setting, and I like Middle Eastern style fantasy. So I'm hoping that this one really appeals to me. It also came as a personal recommendation from somebody that I really, really trust, Jordan from the Middle of Nowhere. So yeah, that's why this one is currently on my shelf. He was like, oh dude, it's fantastic. And I was like, well, okay, I'm at the store right now. I might as well just pick it up. And sadly, my edition, I got it all the way home to realize that, it was torn. That's a thing with Barnes & Noble, is Barnes & Noble, you would think if you're paying full price for books that they would take care of the books on the shelves. They don't. So, that's my fault for not checking. I just trusted. Like you can see, it's, dinged right there in my OCD. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about, so. But, yeah, Chelsea Abdullah is on there as well. Another one I picked up from Barnes & Noble, but was in good shape. I made sure this one was in good shape. R.S. Ford, Engines of Empire. And the reason this one, calls to me is basically there's, sci-fi elements, but there's fantasy elements, and then there's, factions, and there's steampunk and things of that nature. So it's sci-fantasy. And I like modern sci-fantasy quite a bit, so reading this one really fills me with excitement. I think there's a third book. I've got the first 2 in this one already. And I was looking over there to make sure, I was like, do I have multiple books by these authors? And I've got the first 2 in this one. I think the third one's coming out. I've got the whole Wayward Pines trilogy. And then I've got 4 books by John Marco. But yeah. Next up, we've got one that I've got a whole trilogy by, and that is JDL Russell. And this one is the Rune War Saga. But JDL is one of those ones who's like a writing machine. He's been in the game for 5 years, and he's already got 10, 12 books. I don't know. I didn't actually go and count, but he's got a lot. This is the only series by him that I own physically. I believe I've got The Last Ranger digitally or on audio. Some variation thereof. So I do have multiple books by J.D.L. Russell. Really what calls to me for J.D.L.'s books is his covers. His covers are always on point, and the premise always sounds super good, so that is definitely one I want to check out there. And then, of course, we've got book fantasy. And what I mean by this is fantasy that surrounds some sort of bookish aspect. That just really calls to me. And that's D.T. Kane right here. We've got the Axis Trials. I already own 4 books in this series, which is ridiculous when I haven't even read a single word. I need to do better. I need to be better. But speaking of like being better, I need to start reading these. So in the comments down below, like discuss, come to a consensus if you can, and tell me which one of these I should 100% be reading next year, because I trust your guys' opinion. Then one that like the cover. This was a 100% a cover buy. It's from Angry Robot Books, and I only own one book from this individual, but like the name is dope. The spine is dope, the cover is dope, and the premise is dope. You guessed it, it's dope. That's, of course, The Last Blade Priest by W.P. Wiles. Look at the gold and the red and this kind of like fabric kind of sort of background and the line art, and then like the spine is super cool too. This one was like, it called to me from the moment I laid my peepers on it, and so that's why I own it, but I've not even cracked like the front cover. I don't even think I've read the first page. So that's me being a bad booktuber and an impulsive shopper, which I think you already knew that about me. Okay, editing Andrew here. I filmed this video about 2 months ago, and since then, of course, I've read books, and 2 of the books that were on this list were read and DNF'd. So I'm going to give you 2 other options for this video, because I promised you 10, I'm gonna give you 10. We have got Luck in the Shadows. This is Night Runner by Lynn Flewelling. And frankly, I always forget about these books. I've got the first 5. They're in the bottom corner on the bottom shelf of my bookshelves, and I never ever see them, and I constantly forget that I have these, and yet I keep buying these mass market paperbacks because they sound super interesting. So this is Lynn Flewelling. I think it's like a 7-book series that I haven't even started yet, and I've got the first 5. Haven't read a single word. Then, of course, we have got a recent booktube darling, Michael R. Miller. This is The Ascendant book, and I believe this is Songs of Chaos. That's the name of the series, and I've got these. I should read them because they're review copies. I have been neglecting review copies here lately on the channel, and that makes for a bad booktuber. Slap on the wrist. Consider myself punished. But guys, I need to read Michael R. Miller because I've got 2 of his books. There's a 3rd out in this series already, and I would love to get caught up and see if Michael R. Miller works for me as an author. Same with Lynn Flewelling. Anyway, back to the video. And then another one that just fills me with so much excitement is L.R. Schulz. And there are 2 books out in this series. I am planning on picking up book 2 here soon. This is A King's Radiance, and I mean, just the 3 siblings concept, a rebel, a prince, and a prisoner, sounds amazing. It sounds like something that is going to absolutely knock my socks off. I just need to find the time to do the reading and finish out and catch up on my never-ending mountain of a TBR. But that said, guys, like, these are 10 authors that I'm super excited to try. Let me know in the comments, like I said, which one do you think I will love the most? Which one should I prioritize next year? And that's all I've really got for you today. So till next time, peace out, stay magical, bye. And as always, I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons.